Hey guys, um, I got my action figures out as a visual aid. I did a video not too long ago about is Discovery canon with Star Trek, and I referenced Midnight's Edge, their YouTube channel. Excellent source of information. They commented on that video and said that I may have misspoke. I'd said that it seemed like there were two universes or timelines. What do you want to call it? I call it universe. And where this is canon, and you've got the original series or the TV series, and then we've had the movies. And then over here in this universe, we had Discovery, which I'm using this Spock for Discovery. Prime Spock, which was in all three J.J. Abrams movies, Bad Robot movies. We had the Prime timeline, and then we had the Kelvin timeline. I guess I may have bespoke. CBS is saying that Discovery and Prime are the same timeline. These two guys are the same timeline. And this timeline got created when this guy, Nero, came from the future and changed everything. I enjoyed the 2009 reboot movie. So, why is this important? Well, continuity is important because when you become invested in a mythology and a franchise like they want us to, continuity is important, or you lose suspension of belief. But then when they start messing with it, it starts, it's jarring when they start messing with it. The suspension of belief disappears. You're just not really as interested as you were because you followed it all this time, and all this time is wasted. Or anyway, so now there is some news came out today about the Picard series. I was excited about the Picard series because we all assumed that it would be set in the canon that we all know and love from the Next Generation TV series and movies. But Midnight's Edge put forth that it's probably not. The new Picard series is probably going to be in this timeline, which I wasn't really happy about myself. And there were signs that they said that this Picard's going to be different. And I took it as maybe because so much time has passed. Now, there's an article by comicbook.com that came out today, and I want to read some of that to you. Patrick Stewart appeared on Graham Norton's show, and they asked him some questions about the new series. Norton asked Stewart about his Star Trek return. Stewart replied that it's exactly 19 years in the future, which was how time has passed since the last time I put on my spacesuit for the television series. The final episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation, was called All Good Things. It was an awesome two-parter. Now, that was an alternate timeline that got fixed. Q fixed it. This is a Diamond Select figure that represents that particular episode and timeline. But it got fixed. It looks like it got fixed in the series. Star Trek's messed with time a lot. Something that Star Wars has wisely not did. But then time travel's very interesting. If the Picard series takes place 19 years later, it will begin in the year 2389. The film Star Trek Nemesis, Stewart's last performance as Picard, took place in the year 2379. That means a decade has passed since Picard faced off against his twisted clone, Shinzon. Or Shinzon. And this was over in... Well, I'm sorry. I don't try to make it too crowded, but Shinzon was in the original timeline with Picard in Nemesis. Okay, here's the thing about this article. It says that also means 2 years have passed since a supernova destroyed Romulus in 2387. Now, in Nemesis, there was a problem on between Romulus and its twin planet Remus. We had the Romulans, and we had the Remans, and they had some problems with each other. They didn't. It was more social commentary by Star Trek, which is awesome. The Remans were kind of like a second-class citizenship, and Shinzon was raised with the Remans. They produced a lot of the fuel, evidently, for kind of a like Praxis did for the Klingons. But anyway, Midnight's Edge has put forth that the new Picard series could be in this Kelvin, or in this universe. Now, bear with me. In Nemesis, we don't recall a supernova taking out Romulus. The only time that I recall a supernova taking out Romulus is in the Kelvin universe. When this guy came back in time, he was pissed off because Spock, Prime, didn't save his beloved Romulus, where his wife and family were on. So, it sounds like that the new Picard series is going to be in this universe. And I'm disappointed, because you should never assume, should you? I assumed that this Picard series that we're talking about was going to be over here with our canon that we know and love. But it doesn't sound like it. I think Midnight's Edge was right again. I don't know for sure. I mean, we're just guessing at this point because we haven't got a lot of official word. And there's some people that I'm friends with that don't care. They like Star Trek Discovery. And the visuals are beautiful. But why are you messing with canon? Why? Why create a series that takes place just a few years before? Just leave it alone. Or be honest. I mean, that's the thing that I think bothers me the most. They keep saying that Star Trek Discovery will line up with Prime, which if it's in this universe, I guess it will. I don't know. But what we're talking about is canon. It's almost a misnomer. Is Discovery going to line up with canon? I mean, I saw there's an article that they're bringing in a #1, like from the Cage, and I just don't understand it. Why are they even going there? Why are they even going there? It's too late now, man. They dug themselves in. CBS has handled this just horribly from the start. I want more Star Trek, but if you're going to do it right. I've learned that from my life experience with things that I do now in other areas. Some of it's the entertainment industry, per se. You just don't go in and start, you know, I gotta admit, it reminds me of Star Wars, how they got rid of all the canon when Disney bought it. They got rid of all the extended universe stuff. But now they're cherry picking extended universe stuff and bringing it in to episode 9, I guess. Just, you know, let this be a lesson to creators out there. You know, if you got this thing that's been around for 50 years, just treat it with some respect, and treat the fans with some respect. You know, the original Star Trek series was taken off in part because they thought it was too cerebral for the fans. They thought it was too cerebral for the fans. You know, like they were dumb, but the fans saved it. It's just kind of taking your fans for granted. Why? You know, I still haven't got a good reason why. I mean, I hear, well, they want to update it, you know, and the 60s tech, you know, I don't, why do you want to go back there? I mean, the characters, it's like they want to piggyback the original fan base, but they want to attract new ones. If it's good, if the story's good, you know, the aesthetics, it doesn't matter. I mean, even I know that. I mean, I know that the Constitution class Enterprise looked dated. It looks dated. But then again, who knows what it's going to look like 200-300 years in the future? You know, I just think they just leave it alone. If you want to make something like that, make it mesh with the aesthetics. You know, with the tech. It's not that hard to do. We all know that this is fiction. You know, but it's just not fanboys crying. It's, you know, you want us to get invested. We're invested, but then, you know, they change it up. And it's like, well, we own it. We'll do whatever we want. That's fine. You do whatever you want. I'll just walk away. I mean, I've done it before. So, you know, a lot of people don't understand. My wife's a big fan of Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy. And, you know, I explained it to her, you know, what if they, you know, she's my wife, I have to watch it. You know, part of it anyway. You know, what if they, you know, decide to do these crazy things with the characters, or, you know, just change things, take a different actor out and put a different one in there, and, you know, you just got to assume, you know, they used to do that in some soap operas, I think, but she said, well, I'd be pissed off. That's what she said. She said, I'll be pissed off they did certain changes, you know. This stuff wouldn't be here without the fans. It wouldn't be here without the fans. There's always going to be somebody crying, you know, complaining, but when you've got a substantial segment of the fans, maybe you're doing something wrong. If you've got a substantial segment of the fans complaining, and this is not just Star Trek, it's Star Wars too, or any other franchise, maybe you're doing something wrong. Okay? Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe it's not the fans. So, you tell me what you think. I don't know. Why have all this confusion in the first place? Why have all this confusion? It's just not necessary. I've said it before. Go into the future, past the Enterprise E, to the Enterprise F or the Enterprise J or whatever, you know. But stick with canon. You know, don't mess with it. We're invested. You're messing with our investment. All right, well, I'm sorry that got into a rant, but, I mean, I know there's other people that feel like I do, evidently. I just don't understand it. Why it's got to be this complicated. But they're dug in. Now, if it doesn't go over, they're going to have to fix it, or it's going to have to be ignored. What a way to do something, right? What a way to do something. Well, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have good news. Well, you may think this is good news. I don't, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.